Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. So we have been studying Surah Al-Baqarah, and today inshallah we'll be starting with verse 190. Before we go into reciting the verse and its meaning, let's just talk about a background which will help us understand the meaning and the message of these verses. So as you know, Muslims have been persecuted constantly for years in Mecca by the Meccan chiefs, and they were tortured, they were boycotted, they were disgraced, they were attacked, they were deprived of their wages, they were deprived of their money, they were beaten up. All those kind of things were happening, and they were not allowed to respond in any negative manner to their persecutors and to their torturers. So much so that even in the where somebody could have responded to the torture and get away with it, they were not allowed to do anything negative and just bear it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So for 13 years, this is the kind of personality Islam developed, that people were able to take the abuse without reacting negatively or violently or aggressively in return. Now when they came to Medina, and you know Surah Al-Baqarah was revealed in the first 2 years of Muslims' stay in Medina. When they reached there, at that time the Meccan chiefs still didn't give up. They threatened them that they will be attacked and they will be destroyed and annihilated, and Muslims will be killed, and Prophet ﷺ will be killed, and they will put an end to the Islamic movement. So now that Muslims had their own home, they were supposed to protect and defend themselves in case the Meccans attack. And their attack was going to happen because they had made it very clear that they are going to come and annihilate them. So now the paradigms of the Muslim had to be changed, that personally when they were persecuting you, you were not supposed to respond. But now when you have a proper organization, your own community, your own government, your own society, now if you are attacked, you have to fight and defend. Personal matters are different than collective matters. So in collective matters, now they are going to be a military attack on you, so you have a duty to respond. So first in Surah Al-Hajj, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it clear that because of what has been done to the Muslims and because of the dangers which are ahead, Muslims are now permitted to fight. They are permitted to respond when they are attacked. So then this Surah Al-Baqarah verse 190 onwards, it gives them very clear commands that when attack happens, people should defend themselves. Muslims have a duty to respond for the sake of Allah. So the verses say, وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُعْتَدِينَ. From now on, fight for Allah's cause those who fight you, but do not transgress, because Allah does not like transgressors. So you can see that a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is given that people should fight in the way of Allah. So look at the adjective Allah put, fi sabilillah, that your fight should be for Allah's cause. It should not be because you want to settle scores. It should not be because you are upset and angry for their past behavior. It should not be because the main reason people fight is in Arabia were two. They were either fighting to avenge and revenge, or they were fighting to rob and take others' possessions and make them slaves and those kind of things. So Allah says that your fight is not going to be for any of those reasons at all. Your fight is going to be for Allah's cause. Your fight is going to be to defend yourselves so that you can establish the deen of Allah, so that you can establish justice and peace in the society, so that you can establish the society of excellence which Allah has given you the job to do. So for that purpose, that is going to be the only motive in your mind behind and your intention in fighting. So وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, so you fight for Allah's cause. الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ, those who fight you. Even then, even in fighting that, make sure that you don't do anything which will be beyond just defending yourself and making sure that enemy is defeated. You don't commit any excesses, because when Allah gives the victory, in those victorious armies usually used to do a lot of wrong things to the defeated parties, and there were a lot of wrong practices in fighting. So Muslims were told that no, when they are going to fight, they are going to fight to defend themselves and to make sure that the enemy is defeated. But they are not going to do anything which comes in the category of transgression, because Allah does not like those people who transgress. So during the fight, you should have no qualms or concerns in killing people, because that's what the fight is all about. So وَقْتُلُوهُمْ حَيْثُ ثَقِفْتُمُوهُمْ, so you kill them, the combatants, the people who are in the army fighting with you, wherever you encounter them. If they encounter you in a battlefield, you kill them in a battlefield. If they encounter you around the sanctuary, you fight with them there. If they fight you coming to your town and attacking you, fight there. So wherever the battle happens to be, you are supposed to not worry about the place, but worry about defeating the enemy. Because this enemy had no laws, this enemy had no rules, this enemy had no principles. They wanted to annihilate Muslims wherever they find them. So Muslims were very much concerned. As you know, that last week we discussed that they were talking about this haram months, the months where fighting was not allowed. Just like there were haram months, the 4 months when there was no fighting allowed, but also around Holy Kaaba there was sanctuary, haram, where no fighting was allowed. But because the kind of enemy we were dealing with, they could attack any time and they could attack anywhere. So Muslims were told very clearly that if you are attacked in that manner, don't worry what time it is, what month it is, what place it is, you are supposed to defend yourself, and you need to fight bravely to defeat your enemy. So that's what it means. وَقْتُلُوهُمْ حَيْثُ ثَقِفْتُمُوهُمْ وَأَخْرِجُوهُمْ مِنْ حَيْثُ أَخْرَجُوكُمْ وَالْفِتْنَةُ أَشَدُّ مِنَ الْقَتْلِ. And remember that this injustice and persecution and their aggressive attacks, these are worse than killing the enemy who is doing that. So then Allah clarified, وَلَا تُقَاتِلُوهُمْ عِنْدَ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ حَتَّى يُقَاتِلُوكُمْ فِيهِ. So do not fight them in sanctuary around haram unless they fight you in it. فَإِنْ قَاتَلُوكُمْ فَاقْتُلُوهُمْ. If they fight you there, then you kill them. كَذَلِكَ جَزَاءُ الْكَافِرِينَ. That is the recompense of the combating disbelievers. And this war which they have waged, they have declared the open war, and this war now, you should continue this war until the enemy is fully defeated. And there is no more persecution, there is no more injustice, there is no more the raids they do on Medina, all those kind of things are all stopped. So وَقَاتِلُهُمْ حَتَّى لَا تَكُونُ فِتْنَةٌ وَيَكُونَ الدِّينُ لِلَّهِ. That continue the war until fitna is completely eliminated and the deen becomes exclusively Allah's. So the Islamic system is fully implemented and established in the society. Until that time, you have a responsibility to fight those people who come in the way of establishing the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَإِنِ انْتَهَوْا. If they stop, فَلَا عُدْوَانَ إِلَّا عَلَى الظَّالِمِينَ. Then there should be no hostility except against the iniquitous, except those people who do wrong, except those people who are unjust. So as you can see that again and again Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding people that although they have a responsibility to fight and defeat the enemy, they should still be very careful that nothing unjust or improper happens from their side. Now if those kuffar make attack during the haram months, so in that case we have no choice but fight during that time. And what they used to do, that they will say, okay, we are supposed to have 4 months of peace, so we need to fight during these months, so we are going to replace this with some other month. So they will exchange it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if they do that, then you have to follow the suit and make sure that you don't keep sitting while they attack, because it's a month of hurma, the disallowed month, but you have to deal with them even during those months. Once again Allah reminds, فَمَنْ يَعْتَدَى عَلَيْكُمْ فَاعْتَدُوا عَلَيْهِ بِمِثْلِ مَا اعْتَدَى عَلَيْكُمْ. And if whoever acts aggressively against you, you should respond to the same extent as their aggression. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهِ. In all cases, abide by, live by the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الْمُتَّقِينَ. And know that Allah is with those who are imbued with taqwa. So you can imagine that even during this war, even during these battles, even during fighting, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding people of taqwa that they should not do anything which is not pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They should avoid everything which is disliked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They should avoid anything which is unjust, improper, against the rules. They should avoid having any bad intention or intentions of revenge. They should keep their niyyah and intention purely for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves those people who keep taqwa in all circumstances. So that was the instruction, but then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned something else. وَأَنْفِقُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ وَلَا تُلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التَّهْلُكَةِ. And spend for Allah's cause, and do not cast yourself to ruin with your own hands. Now you can imagine, no jihad can be done, no battle can be fought, no war can be waged or defended unless there is a money available to buy the arms, to feed the people, and to take care of the expenses of the battle. So for that purpose, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that not only that you are supposed to fight in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to defend the Islamic State, you are also supposed to spend in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that a proper preparation for the war and the defense can be made. Because otherwise you will be killing yourself. Like if you don't spend the money and there are no resources to finance the war, they are going to come and kill you. So just trying to save your assets, you are going to be destroyed by the enemies anyway. So don't cast yourselves to ruin with your own hands. Rather, what you should be doing, wahsinu, do better than what is required of you. Ihsan is always doing more than what is expected, more than what is obligated, more than what is required. That you should have such attitude that for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you do the maximum possible, more than actually expected from you or incumbent upon you. So ahsinu, inna Allaha yuhibbul muhsinin. Surely Allah loves those who practice excellence, who go beyond their call of duty and they do better than expected. Allah loves those. So you can see that the difference between taqwa and ihsan. In taqwa, Allah says that Allah is with those people who have taqwa. So if we have proper attitude of doing the right things which Allah likes and actually maximizing on those things which Allah likes, so that we are able to please Him to the utmost degree, and avoid anything which Allah dislikes, that's taqwa. Allah says Allah is with those people who have taqwa. But when you go step ahead in your taqwa, that you do even more than it's expected from you, you make more sacrifices, you spend more, and you do work harder than it's expected of you, which is the demand of taqwa, then you are doing ihsan, you are doing excellence. And Allah loves those people who aim for excellence, who have the attitude to pursue excellence. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who pursue excellence, and they are loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is really a very nice place to be, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala counts us among those people who do beyond their duty, who do more than required in efforts to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with pure intentions and pure motives. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from us, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us all from muhsineen, so we enjoy the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.